Hi everybody, welcome back. We are going to start matting today, and I have cut out some mats but not anywhere near all of them. And I just wanted to get started. I've got more than I can handle right now. They're all rolling around, so I thought, well, let's get some of them glued in. And I wanted to let you know I am definitely using some of the 8x8. So I'm using 12x12 and 8x8 in this book. So if you're ordering paper, you're going to need, and you want it to look just like mine, you'll need the 8. And I'm using walnut stain for my ink. Alright, so I've chosen this, and let me see if I can find, you know what, I don't have the other pad out. I'll just use a blank. Alright, so this piece here came from this lower corner of this page. Alright, so cut it like this, and that will give you this piece here, and that's important because we're using this side of this paper elsewhere. Okay, and then I've inked it with walnut stain. Now there's other things going to go on this cover, but I'm just going to set that aside. And this actually here comes from that other side, and we're going to use this inside, so that's one reason you had to cut it that way. All right, let me get this one down because it's driving me crazy. Okay, and I've already inked this with my walnut stain. And we're going to add other things to the cover, but I just want to get this base piece down. Okay. Turn this so I can. Reasonably straight. Okay, there we go. And what did I do with my, there it is. I like to use my bone folder to really burnish that down. Okay. Alright, so there's the base piece for the cover. Alright, then when you open it up, on the inside, I'm going to use this piece, which comes from, this will be the opposite side. Okay? And I may need to trim this, but I just wanted to, maybe not. I need to put my white scrap under there. As you can see, I've got all kinds of loose mats in here, which is making it a little bit trickier. But let's just put the white in there so I can see what I'm doing. Let's see if I need to trim this. It's alright top to bottom, I feel like, and it's alright. I think it's alright side to side as well. Okay, now I've not inked this one yet. Probably it would have been easier to put these mats on while the pages were out of the book, but I had no idea what mats I was going to use, so I decided to do it this way. What you could do if you're watching these videos ahead and haven't already put the pages in the book is just go ahead and mat first. You know, watch this part of the video first, do your matting, and then put it in the book. Probably be easier. I'll try and remember to put a note to that effect on the other video. Usually, I tend to pick out all my mats, get them cut, and then record so you can see, you know, putting the mats in. But with Stamperia, it's not, I mean, it's not hard. The papers are gorgeous. It doesn't matter what you choose. It's going to look beautiful. But it can require a little bit more thought than some other papers because they're all so they have so much going on them that you may want to feature, like with this one where you had to cut the cover from a certain section in order to preserve this piece for here. So I thought maybe I'd show you a little bit more detail about choosing the mats. Okay, so there's that. Excuse me. Then you're going to open this up, and you have this pocket that I'm going to mat with this, and then I cut this piece, and I'm still dithering a little bit if I want to use this side, which looks so pretty with that, or this side. And I think I'm going to use this side, and it's a little wide because we trimmed this flap. I just need to trim a tiny bit off. So let me grab my paper trimmer. Do that. And I have my good paper trimmer for this, so I don't want to cut these mats with that little one that I don't like. Alright, and I just need to take a tiny bit off. I think that's good. Where's my white? Yep, that's good. Okay. One disadvantage, excuse me, of having the book be the height that it is that you can only get one full strip, full height strip, which is 2 mats from a 12 by 12 sheet, that's full size like this. Now you can piece or you can double mat or whatever, but that's why I'm actually using the 8 by 8 as well to stretch that. If the book was shorter, you could get 4 mats out of one sheet, 4 full-size mats. And this book has a lot of full-size pages, because I like full-size pages in my Stamperia albums. The papers are so beautiful. And of course, you can also piece mats, do like color blocking and stuff, and that's really pretty. And we may end up doing some of that. We'll see. Not something I do a lot, but I like the way it looks. And again, you want to have, I've got the wrong glasses on, of course, but you want to have your white sheet here handy so that you can be sure you're getting your mats on reasonably straight. Okay. Now, on the inside, we have these wonderful fish that we cut from, pardon me, from the base of one of the pages all the way across the bottom. And I trimmed a little bit here to get the part of the fish that I wanted the most. And let me show you. Okay, and this piece is left from the top of that page. Okay, and hang on to that. We'll be using it. All right, so I think, let me just go ahead. I think this is the same thing. I think I need to trim this. Maybe not. Maybe I already trimmed it when I cut it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right, that piece is going to go there. So let me set this one aside. Put my white piece underneath. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. Got a tickle in my throat. Oops. All right, this one does not have a lot of space around it. careful, there's a magnet on the other side. Okay. There we go. So pretty. Okay, and then that's going to go there. And this is where things get a little tricky. So what I'm going to do, if I can, is slide the rest of the book underneath my cutting surface to try and give me a flat area that I can glue this. Just be careful putting this one down. You want your fish to line up. Okay, here we go. Now, the next thing that we have, oof, let me pick this up. All right, so that's going to go like that. Okay, this is inside this pocket. And what this is from the 8x8 sheet. Okay, and it's I am so sorry. It's the back side of this paper, but from the 8x8, and I cut it so that it lined up. Oh, I didn't ink it. Hang on. And for this, even though it's going in a pocket, because it's a vellum pocket, a sheer pocket, you need to cut a full mat. Just going to make it a little tricky to put it in, but we'll manage. So what we are going to do, let me put that there, is we're going to concentrate most of the glue on the top of this mat. You only need a very little at the bottom, just enough to keep it from shifting. Alright, so I'm just going to put see, I've got more glue here and just a little at the bottom. And this is going to, I'm going to turn this. It'll be easier for me to get it in this way. And you want to make sure when you put this in that it goes on top of those side flaps. Do you see that? Okay. Top of the side flaps and on top of that piece at the bottom that formed the pocket. And I'm just going to try to line it up here at the top. Got some glue there, but that's okay. I can wipe that off and it'll dry clear. Done. Okay, so that wasn't too bad, right? Okay. There's that. Done. Okay, now on the next page, I don't have too many mats. I have, we're going to do a double mat on the front of this pocket. This is a piece that's left over from that same sheet we did the cover and this little bird. So that's going to go here. This piece here is from the 8x8. That's going to go there, and I haven't cut it down to length yet. And then this is also from the 8x8, and that's going to line there. Okay. That in there. Set this aside for the moment. Let's do this double mat. So I cut a piece of green. Again, you have to measure your own book to see exactly the sizes you need. Mine, if I remember rightly, is 4 7/8 by 5 3/8. And then I just cut this one slightly smaller. Cap back on my glue here. It needs to be 6 7/8, and I think I'm going to cut a little from the top and a little from the bottom. I don't want to cut too much of this bird. 6 7/8. There we go. Okay. And I am using art glitter glue, which is pretty much all I ever use for mats. I don't know why I say pretty much, it is. It's the only thing I ever use for mats. You may have a hard time getting it this time of year if you don't already have it, because it can't be shipped in the cold weather. So when fall approaches, I try to stock up on quite a bit of it. Especially if you use it for construction as well as matting. Just make sure you have plenty on hand by September, mid-September, because, you know, depending where it's coming from, by early October it could be too cold to ship. Oh, I didn't get that on very straight, did I? That's all right. There we go. And this is going to go here. And so I'll tuck that under there so I have a clear view of what I'm doing. And I don't know if you can tell on camera how much the green shows. It's subtle, but it adds a nice touch. And you could even do a triple mat with craft and then green and then your mat, and that would be very pretty, and we probably will do that at some point. Depends how things are going, what I feel like. Okay. And that looks good. Nice and straight. Okay. And I want to put a magnet here. This is not a frou-frou kind of album. I may use seam binding somewhere to hold something down, but I just feel like this one lends itself well to magnets more than ties. Although, you know what might look nice is like a jute tie or a string, something like that. A little more rustic. But for here, we're going to do magnets. Let's see, we have a fair bit of room to play with here. Alright, so I'm going to put that right about there. Okay. Good. If you've got a wider tape, like a, excuse me, 1/2 inch or even a 3/4, that's good for covering these magnets because it fully covers the edges. It softens them up a little bit more, but this is what I've got, so it's what I'm using. Alright, and then I don't have mats picked out for that area, so let me just grab a scrap and we'll just tuck it there. Okay, so then we have this piece, goes inside this pocket. Right. And again, this is from the 8x8. Sorry, blowing off camera here. Just making sure I don't have too much glue towards that inside so it doesn't seep out and grab hold. use your lighter colored sheet to help line things up. Okay, go. And grab, these are my notes for sizing, so make sure everything's good. And then this piece is going to go on the pocket, right there. Make sure that almost looks like it's a hair wide. Oh, it's definitely a hair wide. Good thing I checked. Okay. So let me just double check my width here. I think this was a scrap that I just picked up and never actually cut to size. It needs to be 2 3/4. Oh wow, is it that much wide? Did I have to cut that much off? Hang on, let me double check. You know what, I'm just going to cut a little bit off to start. Yep. Re-ink that. Sorry if you're hearing fan noises. My computer is off to the side. I moved it further away to try and reduce the sound, but if you can hear it, it's rendering a video, which you will have seen. Because I have, let me think. I think I have 2 or 3 projects that are going to be posted before this one. Okay. Looks nice. Obviously, be careful. Should have mentioned it before I glued it down, but be careful. Make sure you get that right side up. That's going to be the case with a lot of these mats. They're going to be directional. All right. So there we go. So we need for the insides here, but those can wait. And let me see if I have something in the way of a scrap that might look good on that pocket. I have this green, but that's too much. That's too long. Let's wait. I gotta wait on these pieces until I have a scrap that I like that I want to use. Okay. All right, so we are off to a pretty good start. All right. Now we may take a break while I pick things. Like I have this, but we just used that, so I don't know if we want to use it again. It might look nice on the belly band. It's upside down. Go like that, I think. I have this piece here, which we might double mat and put here or save for further back. I kind of feel like we need to start introducing some other papers. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to pick some more mats and then I will be back. Okay, I am back and I have chosen some more mats and got them ready, and then I've also chosen some others that I haven't cut yet. So what I've done here, okay, so this is a piece that's left over from the 8x8 that we used earlier, and I've matted it on burgundy cardstock to go on this flap. Okay, this piece is also from the 8x8, and I'm just going to put that down as is. So those two are going there. And then I had this scrap left, and I matted it on the burgundy as well, because I wanted to echo that, and that's going to go on the belly band. And then this piece here is from the 8x8 as well. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's see, I think I'll get this out of the way. We're going to need it again in a minute, but so that's going to go in there, and we might as well go ahead and put it in. I'm trying out this new nozzle on my glue, and I'm not sure how I like it. I like the way it works. I like the way it dispenses the glue and keeps the glue nice and sealed. I don't like the fact that I have to twist it on and off every time. The pin that just goes in the metal nozzle, while I'm always losing it, is a lot easier to just pop on and off. So we'll see. So far I have cut into one of my 8x8 pads and one of my 12x12, and I'm not yet sure if I'm going to need a second of either one of them. I'll have a better idea when I do my walkthrough exactly what you're going to need. That looks good. Looking for my, here it is. Okay, and then we have our little piece here. That's going to go there. So far I've used green, craft, and burgundy in addition to the black cardstock. You don't have to if you don't want to do these double mats. You won't need a lot of any of the other colors yet, as far as I know, although I suspect I'll be using one of them, if not more than one of them, for the side pocket inserts. And that'll take a fair bit. Okay. Looks nice. Okay. And I have this piece. Now I've put a magnet. I did this off camera. I put a magnet here. Okay. So this piece is going to go here. Let's get the white in there so we can get a good idea. Good. Always pull this so close to me for the gluing. Okay, and that piece is going here. Oh, that's not straight. Looks good. Okay, I think it looks good. I haven't chosen the inside yet. I'll wait until I get to the end and see what I have left for that. Although I have an idea. I have this scrap left from this piece, and I may just turn it over and do it actually this way. It's not quite wide enough, but I can double mat it. But I haven't made up my mind for sure yet, so I'm not going to put it in yet. All right, let's go in there. This is also from the 8x8. I feel like if you only had two 8x8s, you could easily do this book with, you know, save some money if you didn't want to buy the 12x12. I don't think you could get away with one. Well, you could, but you wouldn't have the same variety of mats. So I would say if you're going to use only 8x8, make sure you have two. Be careful burnishing this down. You've got that magnet. You don't want to run into that. Okay. Pretty. All right. We are coming along. Now, this is the section here where I wanted to really showcase some papers, but I wasn't sure how, and I don't know yet what I'm going to do here. But let me show you what I've ended up deciding, I think. All right. Originally, I had intended to use the 12 by 12 here. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Might as well pull this up. We're going to need it. Maybe I have it. Oh, that was my elbow. Maybe I have it out. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, and let me move this for the moment. I'll get it back in a minute. All right. So if we use this on the right side flap, which is what I was originally planning. Now I'm gonna have to put some magnets in too. But if I use this, the scale of this box is really big. It's going to cover a good chunk of this page. And that's why I decided to switch it up. And for this right side, use this from the 8x8. I like the scale better. And you know what? Before I even show you these mats, I'm going to put the magnets. I don't want to forget them. I would be really upset if I forgot them. So let me do that. Our magnets down. So what I've decided to do, I think I've decided to do, is I'm going to cut this mat from this piece. Then I'm going to cut this mat from this side of the 12 by 12. And here's where I'm not 100% sure. Then I'm either going to cut both of these mats from here or from this side. And I'm going to get these two down first, and then I'll decide what I like best for the other side. Okay, so let's cut these. I'll set that aside. And I need a piece 4 7/8 for this side. Okay, by 6 7/8. Okay, so that is going to go there. Okay, and then I need the other side. I'm going to cut the 4 7/8 first, and then I'll decide exactly which part of it I want. Oops. Hey, Johnny. Well, that's going to make things a little tricky. Okay. Okay, so that's 4 7/8. I don't want your tail, baby. I don't know what I did with the cover to that glue. Apparently it's just as easy to lose as a pin. It is. Oh, you do not fit there, honey. You absolutely do not. Okay. Okay, there's that. Right, so these two are going to go That's perfect. Okay, so we're going to use the bottom because this lines up so nicely. Okay. So this needs to be 6 7/8. Pardon my head. Okay, 6 7/8. Okay, so now we have that and that. That's perfect. Can't even tell that one's coming from a 12 by 12 sheet and the other one's coming from an 8 by 8. That's perfect. Okay. now comes the question. I hope you can see. Is do we want to continue on with sort of these wildlife-y kind of things, like that, or like that, or, oh honey, you're gonna rip all that paper. Oh, sorry. Or do we want to switch to this paper? Here's my thinking. I feel like if I switch to this, it's kind of an abrupt change. Whereas if I switch to this, you still get that, but you also get similar things to here. So this is going to be what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the bottom. Okay. So that was my thinking on that. All right, so I need a piece 6 7/8. Go. All right, careful not to cut little Miss's tail. Okay, and this is going to be 4 7/8. Oh, yeah, let's move that, honey. And 4 7/8. Just like that. Okay. So what we're gonna have, just leave that, let me get rid of this. What did you just throw on the floor? Okay. All right, so we're gonna have 1, hope you can see these, 2, 3, 4. Those are gonna be the 4 mats. I think that is gonna look very, very nice. Okay, now I am going to take a little break, see if I can get a little bit distracted from throwing glass things on the floor. I don't even know where that went. And then I will be back. So I have to take out a little break, wash my hair. I have to work in a couple hours, so I am going to get these 4 inked up and we'll get them put down. I don't know if we'll get any further than that, I haven't picked out anything else, but we shall see. Alright, so let's go ahead and put these in. First one is going to go there. Okay. First one's always tricky because it's hanging off the edge of the book. Looks pretty good. Now be very careful with these. These are all directional. You want to make sure you get them down the right direction. So this one's going to be next. Just checking again for fit. Looks great. You'd never know this one came from an 8x8 and this one from 12x12. It's great. Okay. And then, let's see, now I want to make sure we get these in the right order. Okay, so this one goes next. Now I realize this is, you know, a large spread that has no pockets or flaps or anything like that. If you want to change that up and do pockets or whatever, you know, by all means. This would be a great place to put a lot of pictures, maybe a camping trip or hiking or whatever, just outdoors kind of images would be nice, or if you have a kid who's in scouting. That. And then we have the last one. Goes like that. That looks fantastic. I love that. And I kind of want to put something there. We'll see. Do I have? I do have a little piece. All right. I may cut a little piece to put right there, just to carry it over. How wide would it need to be? That's 3/8 of an inch right there. That space. Let's see. Just eyeballing this length. Here. Perfect. Okay. Let us ink this now. I think I'm going to put the ink here. How far there? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Just so we don't have that thick black line there. Nice. Oh, I forgot I cut this piece too. Okay, let's put this one in. This is Craft 4 7/8 by 4 1/2, and I had kind of a wide piece left from another cut that I used here. Go. Right. Good. So we need 2 pieces for here. And, we may end up putting something on the outside of these. We'll see. I'm kind of feeling like since these inside are all plain, we should do something out here. Glue there, but that's all right. All right, so we may do something on these pages. This pocket's fine, we just need the front. This one is plain. And then we have the double flaps here. So we need to decide on a closure for that, which I haven't decided on yet. And then, of course, we have the inside of the covers. So we have a bit to go. Quite a few mats yet to go. But I think that's a good stopping point. All right, so next time we should finish with matting the inside. I think that's probably as far as we'll get next time. So I will see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not already. If you have, thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it. Share it, all those other things. It really helps the channel. and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.